leather bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right. So you want me to do our lineup? And you want me to do our lineup? Welcome to Brewster, Massachusetts. Alex Feuz alongside Cade Crenshaw. An unprecedented evening. There is a drizzle in the air here in Brewster, Massachusetts. Here for Game 5 as the Wareham Gatemen start to take on the Brewster Whitecaps. First pitch in just a few moments. Cade, what does the lineup look like tonight for the Wareham Gatemen?
Game 5 of 44 for Wareham, coming in with a 2-1-1 overall record. Back in the leadoff spot for the third straight game will be the second baseman from Xavier, Jack Halsinger. Batting second, the newly named second-team All-American, designated hitter Hogan Windish. Batting third and playing third will be Nebraska's Max Anderson. In the cleanup spot for the first time this season, right fielder Ian Farrow. Kellum Clark, fresh off of a 3-double performance last night at Hyannis. He'll be in left field. Batting sixth is the shortstop Blake Wright. Batting seventh at first base will be Torrin Montgomery. Batting eighth and catching is Ryan Campos. And in center and batting ninth is Caden Rose.
Was Jackson Neza finishes up his warm-up pitches to his battery partner Caleb Pendleton. In the outfield from left to right, Cameron Leary in left, Ryan Lasco in center field, and Grayson Tatro in right. In the infield, starting at third base from left to right, Parks Harbor at third, Alex Freeland out of UCF at shortstop, Fritz Genther at second base, and Brendan Malone at first. Neza just finished up his warm-up pitches. Jack Halsinger himself climbs in the batter's box, and we are just moments away from first pitch here, as you said, Cade. Game 5 of a 44-game season. Great to be with you. This is our first time working together this summer, so excited to be with a great Cade Crenshaw tonight. First pitch low, so 1-0 the count here to Halsinger. This is a lineup that really started to click yesterday. We started to see some signs on Tuesday in Bourne. Pitch in there for a called strike. He evens with the count. 1-1 strike. Cade, what surprised you most from yesterday's offensive performance?
Well, let's start with the man at the plate. Jack Halsinger, a guy who had 5 at-bats. 4 of them went to full counts. He's battling NABs, and he's waiting on the right pitch.
There's a deal. The pitch hit well to left. If it is fair, it could be trouble. That one's drifting foul. Making a good run is Leary, but couldn't get there in time. Oh, we'll go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the home plate umpire sticking Halsinger's bat right on home plate. That is Steven Durant's behind home. Jeffrey Merzel, first base umpire today, and Rudy Firmneck at third. 1-2 the count. Nobody on, nobody out here in the top of the first, no score. There's a deal. It's a 1-2 pitch outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You know, we've seen this so far in the 5 games, Cade, that Halsinger is a guy that likes to work a good AB.
That's definitely right, Alex. Drew 2 walks yesterday, 2 walks at Orleans as well.
2-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. So first out of the game is a strikeout to Jack Halsinger. So 1 away here in the top of the first. And here's a guy, like you said, designated hitter Hogan Windish. And And you usually know a designated hitter is a pure hitter, and that's what Windish is.
He is. Second team All-American named today. He was the Southern Conference Player of the Year. He had a team high 370 average there for Cliff Godwin's squad in Greensboro.
A windy and drizzle early evening, and the pitch taken for a called strike. Went fastball on the first pitch to Windish. Max Anderson on deck. And Ian Farrell batting cleanup today. The 0-1 pitch, and there for strike two. So quickly behind here, 0-2. Although, well, statistically, you don't want to fall behind quickly. Yesterday, the offense fell behind quickly, but battled through and ultimately got hot by doing so. The 0-2 cut on and miss. Back-to-back strikeouts on the mound from Jackson Neza, and now two quick outs here at the top of the first.
Last night on the road at Hyannis, the Gatemen got after a Florida State righty in Jackson Baumeister. Here today, another pitcher from Florida State named Jackson, but Nays is making the difference. Already 2 up, 2 down quite quickly.
Well, here's Max Anderson. The pitch, another called strike on the first pitch that Anderson saw. So again, Neza quickly ahead here 0-1, and that's what you're looking for, a strike thrower.
He's working the fastball great, working the inner half of the plate and hitting those spots.
0-1, low.
And that was the big issue yesterday with Baumeister. You could tell he had good stuff. The fastball was sitting mid-90s. He just couldn't locate it. A lot of his fastballs had a little bit of a ride to them, and they rose high at the letters.
We'll see if the light drizzle goes into a play effect here, and the pitch low. So now 2-1 the count. So Anderson falling behind here. Well, Neza falling behind here for the first time here in the early part of the game. Top of the first, 2 away, still no score. The 2-1 pitch fouled straight back out of play. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Anderson, a player who struggled in the first 3 games of the season. There's no doubt about that. Started his Gateman summer 0 for 10, but finally got that first base hit last night. It looks like bat speed starting to pick up as he transitions from aluminum to wood.
2-2 pitch inside. Another good at bat here. Working it full. Ian Farrell, the recently transferred to the University of Miami. A lot of potential on deck. Nays who deals a 3-2 pitch. Popped him up, making his way into center field. Ryan Lasko there to make the play. Oh, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left here on the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. No score. Whitecaps on the bat next, right here on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod, free of charge. On behalf of the 9 other teams, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2022 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Gibson Sotheby's, Curry College, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod, Badger Sport, Zephyr Hats, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys, Massachusetts State Lottery. We will be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful.
We head to the bottom of the first, and we'll throw it over to Cade Crenshaw as he see how the Whitecaps are lining it up here tonight.
We look at the top 3 in the order, and right at the top, a guy who is coming in with a lot of pro potential out of Rutgers, the center fielder, Ryan Lasko. Shortstop and batting second is Alex Freeman. Batting third at first base, current All-American from Oregon, Brennan Malone. In right field and cleanup spot is Grayson Tatro at third base. And batting fifth, Pax Harbor. The designated hitter bats sixth from Harvard, Logan Bravo. Caleb Pendleton will bat seventh. Cameron Leary will bat eighth, and Fritz Gether will bat ninth.
So as Jason Woodward has now finished up his warm-up pitches, Lasco climbs in the right-hander box, and first pitch cut on a miss, so 0-1 here defensively for the Gateman. From left to right in the outfield, Kellum Clark in left tonight. I played right last night. Caden Rose in center, and Ian Farrell in right field. That pitch missed low and outside, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Here to Lasco at the plate. Jason Woodward, the only pitcher that has yet to appear in a game. A slow grounder on the right side of the infield. Hausinger throws to first in time, 1 away. So we saw 1/2 of the infield. Max Anderson at third, Blake Wright at shortstop, Jack Hausinger at second base, and again, Torrin Montgomery at first base.
The shortstop from Central Florida.
Ryan Campos behind the plate, and once again on the mound is Jason Woodward. The first pitch bouncing in off the catcher's mask to Campos. Woodward only has 2 pitches, fastball and curveball, that he likes to really go to and out of when starting a game. Behind here, 1-0 to Freeland out of UCF. Another big bat in this lineup. Woodward deals the 1-0 pitch, popped him up. Staying in the infield, it appears, is Blake right there to make the play. Well, 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the first. And this is kind of what we've seen so far all season outside of yesterday's game against Hyannis, Cade.
It really is. And you talk about a 2-pitch mix for Woodward. A lot of times people say, well, you need 3, you need 4. If you can just focus on those 2, master them, be able to locate them with some velocity, that's really all you need so far. A quick 2 up, 2 down for it.
Well, here's Brennan Malone. First pitch swinging, hits that well into center. Rose going back now. Farrell calling him off there to make the play right in front of the warning track. Oh, a quick inning of work for Woodward. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the top of the second. No score. Right here at Stony Brook Field. Stay with us.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including 5th-year master's programs at curry.edu.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866 Ask Mary or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
Top of the second we go as the slow drizzle remains. Really, this has been implemented in the game conditions for about the last hour almost. I know we were deciding, okay, we were looking at all the different radar apps, the trusty weather apps, and none of them really, they all said that it's going to rain.
Well, Alex, I say this is the most miserable rain you can have. If it's downpours, there's no one in the stands. If it's perfectly clear, great. But here we are. It's just enough drizzle to where it's annoying and you get wet, but that you can still play.
Right. Farrell climbs in and looks at the first pitch. He sees low from Jackson Neza. Farrell went 2 for 3 with 2 walks in his last game and moving up much higher in the batting order from what we've seen so far this season. Batting in the cleanup spot, obviously no one on with nobody out. And Farrell swings and misses on that pitch. High fastball there from Neza. So count 1-1 here.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far for Jackson Neza. He's a player who comes into this ball game with not a ton of experience from Florida State, under 30 innings this past spring, but he's shut down a game in offense, put 11 runs on the board.
1-1 outside, 2-1 the count, and not only has he shut down, but he commands the mound very well.
Yes.
You saw him right there. He took a step back off the mound, not completely off the mound, took his hat, regained composure. This is his game, and you got to love pitchers that do that. The 2-1 pitch in there. High strike call, though, even with the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Farrell now take his front foot a step back out of the right-hander batter's box and climb back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes here with Farrell. Nobody on, nobody out. The pitch and the dirt. Good stop there from Pendleton. Obviously, nobody on. Now 3-2 the count.
We got a slight breeze rolling out towards center field. 385 to dead center and 315 in the corners, but I don't think that wind's enough to factor any fly balls.
I think the humidity is just kind of stick. The 3-2 popped up out of play down the first base side. It appears that the cars will be okay. The parking lots are so far away from the field here that should not be an impact.
Definitely not the case we saw at Orleans, where
Absolutely
a fly ball
not.
caught a moving car's windshield.
Ezzo set, holding his glove over his face. The 3-2 pitch got him swinging. 3rd strikeout after facing 4 batters so far here tonight.
When the stuff's working, it's working, Alex, and that's exactly what it's doing tonight for Neza. But this is, I think, is going to be his biggest challenge yet. A player who is coming in red hot to this game, and Kellum Clark, fresh off a 3-hit performance last night, all extra base hits, 3 doubles. He drove in 3 runs. He was our South Coast Celts player of the game last night. And plus, he's just the second lefty hitter that Neza's going to face.
Has the power, hit 14 home runs this past collegiate season for Mississippi State. Neza deals. The first pitch swinging comes up empty. 0-1 the count.
A lot of swing and miss stuff.
Well, a lot of swing and miss stuff too, but you got to give Neza credit. If he fell behind in, I think, 3 out of the 4 batters, and 3 out of the 4 batters that he did fall behind in, he ended up striking out. He does not care what count that the hitter is in. He's going to attack no matter what. Pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here the lefty Clark at the plate. Clark did play 21 games for the Gatemen last summer. The 1-1 broken bat right back to Nazo, who will bobble for a half second, then recover and make the short throw to Malone at first for 2 away.
That's the second broken bat for Clark this summer in 3 games.
Now batting for
A lot of
the shortstop.
A lot of money going into that wood.
Blake Wright.
Well, here's Blake Wright. And you know that Neza takes a little pride into having a broken bat soft out. First pitch swinging comes up empty, and Blake Wright. And, we saw last night that obviously the offense started to click. They had 4 hits in the first inning, tying what they had in the game previous against Bourne. But it almost seems like they're taking a step back so far tonight. The 0-1 pitch, cut out a miss, off speed, down and away, and got Wright swinging on that. Now quickly behind here, 0-2.
And a lot of people are showing concerns for this game in offense starting out slow, but we know as the Cape League season begins, pitchers have the advantage. And then roughly halfway through, 25 games in, then that advantage transitions to hitters.
0-2 pitch high. Wright holds it up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on with 2 away. Here in the top of the second, no score. As the sky is starting to break out, and you can see somewhat of the sun as the drizzle begins to slowly stop, and a hit popped up. Now Freeland calling it off to make the play. Wright got jammed, but again, Neza, 1-2-3 inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Now we head to the bottom of the second. No score right here on the Wareham Gateman Broadcast Network.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on a grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
The Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is the world's largest cranberry grower and the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gateman and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gateman.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Bottom of the second we go will be Tatro, Harbor, and Bravo due up. Bottom half of the second, Jason Woodward on the mound for his second inning of work, sophomore. At a Florida Gulf Coast, through 76 2/3 innings pitched this past season for the Eagles. First pitch, a called strike. Lefty Tatro at the plate. 82 strikeouts in 76 2/3 innings pitched. Not too bad.
One of two Eagles on the squad.
The 0-1. Down and away, got him swinging on that one. 0-2.
For Woodward, 76 innings over 15 starts. A player who steps in, home state kid as well. He's looking to shape up that walk, though. 34 walks on the season.
0-2, low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Into Tatro.
He was a player who either sat you down or gave up free passes. 76 innings, gave 82 strikeouts to 34 walks. Want to shrink those numbers up a little bit and get less free passes dealt.
1-2, got him swinging. First strikeout in a Gateman uniform. Jason Woodward strikes out Tatro, so now 1 away here in the bottom of the second. And here's Parks Harbor.
Baseman from Georgia, number 38.
Out of Georgia.
Parks Harbor.
What a great baseball name, Parks Harbor, or a Cape Cod name.
Kid out of Georgia, team that made it to the regionals but couldn't get to supers.
First pitch swinging, a liner to Anderson. Makes a long throw to Montgomery at first in time. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the second. And
for Jason Woodward, a player, like we said, he was the only guy on this staff who has not seen action yet. So he knew he was getting the starting nod today. And I'm sure it was hard for him because the weather was sort of up in the air. We didn't really know if we were going to start at 5. Maybe it's delayed. And also, it's good to mention, this is a field with no lights. So when the sun goes down, that's it.
First pitch to Bravo, a called strike on the inner side of the plate. Woodward ahead here, 0-1 to the designated hitter, Logan Bravo. Another great baseball name.
So for just a sophomore, for him to step in and keep his composure.
0-1, a called strike, 0-2.
Keeps his composure, keeps his mind in the game. And so far, he's been stout. Yeah, Logan Bravo, a kid out of Harvard. I think he's a mid-major sleeper guy. Was in the top of the NECBL League last summer in home runs.
0-2, curve in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Nobody on with 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Still no score. No one also has a hit yet so far today. It's been a pitcher's duel on a gloomy early summer night here in Brewster, Massachusetts. Alex Feuz, Cade Crenshaw on the call with you. The 1-2 pitch jammed him a little. A high fly ball in center field, and Rose there to make the play. Another 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We get to the top of the third. No score right here on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
We want our money to work as hard for us when we retire as we did working to accumulate it. My name is Steve Anzoni, and I am president of Fairway Financial Insurance Agency. Money is just a tool to help you to do what you ultimately want to do, which is to travel, spend time with your kids, grandkids, and do other stuff. And I want to be the guy that's going to help you navigate the course of life, to help you avoid those sand traps and get you onto the green and into the hole with greater financial confidence.
Mark DeShays has been practicing law in southeastern Massachusetts for over 30 years. His primary focus is on all aspects of real estate law, including residential and commercial real estate transactions, commercial leasing, land development, land use and zoning law, and land conservation matters. If you need representation, call now at 508-993-2300.
Top of the third, Alex Feuz, Cade Crenshaw, live here in Brewster, Massachusetts, as the sun's starting to peek out over the trees over the left field fence. Thoughts on the night so far?
Well, it didn't start out the way we wanted it to, both weather and offensively. The Gatemen have gone 3 up, 3 down in back-to-back frames, but on the other end, Jason Woodward's dealing on the bump. He's got 3 up, 3 down of his own. So far, it's a pitcher's duel through 2, and now we're going to look at a guy who really needs to get his offense going for this team.
Yeah, bottom half of the lineup here for the Gatemen. Montgomery, Campos, and Rose due up here in the top of the third. Montgomery swings at the first one he sees, hits a foul out of play. 0 for 6 to start the season. But talk about potential. Started in 49 games this past season for Missouri. Hit .365, only 7 home runs though. I think of a 6'4", 245 guy and the pitch outside. Would have a little more power, but he's a really contact hitter.
He really is, and he's a kid who started out his career on the West Coast out at Boise State in 2020. Then they canceled their program. That was one of the things they cut from their COVID budget.
1-1, slider down and away, got him swinging. So Neza here ahead, 1-2.
So now he comes over to the SEC, hits a team-high .365 average for a Missouri squad, but he's still looking to get started here in the Cape.
1-2 pitch, high, right at the shoulders of Montgomery. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ryan Campos on deck. One of the 4 catchers so far on this Wareham team. The 2-2 pitch, got him swinging. The 4th strikeout of the night from Jackson Neza. That one coming here in the top of the third.
I think that's been the most impressive thing so far, and we alluded to it a little bit earlier, Alex, but Neza's swing and miss stuff has been electric. It's against righties, it's against lefties, and he's mixing it up. He's got a couple on the change and a few on the heat.
I was just thinking that too. It's not really like, oh my gosh, that cut, but people are swinging and missing on it. Well, here's Campos. First pitch, called strike. Campos 0 for 4 to start the season. Was used defensively late in the game in the 9th inning against Hyannis yesterday. Didn't get an at-bat. 0-1. A slow grounder that rolls fouled on the first base side, so Campos quickly behind here, 0-2. Nobody on, 1 away here in the top of the third. No score. The wind started to pick up a little bit more here.
Rolling from home plate to center.
Nezo deals the 0-2 pitch. Lines over the dugout of the Whitecaps into almost the woods right behind it, so we'll do the 0-2 again. Caden Rose on deck. Also used late in the game defensively in the 9th. Didn't get in that bat. Gets one tonight. The 0-2 pitch. Line just fair down the third base side. Over the third base bag. Just hanging and rounding first and going into second. And the play at second base is in time. They said that the foot of Campos was off the bag when he slid into second base. Oh, a big out number 2 here in the top of the third.
I think Campos barely beats the throw there, but because he, I don't want to say overslid the bag because he didn't, but that front foot they slid in with that right leg tailed off the side of the bag, and that's when the glove was applied, and that's where the umpire saw it. Good call from infield ump.
Had to be in the right position to make that call, and he was. Well, now 2 away here in the top of the third, and Caden Rose at the plate. And Harvey Shapiro really likes to use the contact speed guys at the bottom of this order. And that's what Rose is. Nazu deals a 1-0 pitch just outside. Now 2-0 the count. So after 2 quick outs, you fall behind of Rose here. Does that change your mentality at all?
That's his first 2-0 count of the ball game. It comes 9 batters in.
2-0 pitch, low. Now 3-0 the count. Jack Hausinger on deck. He struck out swinging. One of the 4 strikeouts of the night from Neza. The gateman got the first hit of the ball game, though, but out at second base. Removes a base runner from scoring position. The 3-0 high, so Rose works a 4-pitch walk. How do you like that?
First free pass of the day comes on 4 pitches.
Oh, with 2 away, here's Jack Hausinger.
Now batting, the second baseman from Xavier, number 10.
And it appears that Pendleton is using an earpiece for the signs. I think that's the first I've seen it here in the Cape.
It is. Obviously, you see it a lot at the collegiate level, but it's easy. Just put a walkie-talkie in the dugout. Pitch coach can communicate over.
First pitch to Hausinger is cut on and miss, so 0-1 the count here. In the major leagues, of course, pitch comm with the catcher using almost a Morse code type technology. That's right on their knee guards. Luneza ahead here, 0-1. And the pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, one of my favorite storylines, Alex, that I followed during the collegiate spring season was what a team like Vanderbilt used, almost like a watch on a pitcher's glove wrist, and they would communicate the signs over almost like you're getting a text message.
1-1 pitch in there for a strike, caught the inside part of the plate. So now Neza ahead here, 1-2. Usually the shortstop and center fielder would also have what pitch was coming. Just trying to speed up the game, but also limit the sign stealing component of it. The 1-2 pitch. Now outside. Rose thought about going, but sticks to first. 2-2 the count here with 2 away. Still no score here at the top of the third.
We alluded a little bit to trying to cut down on the sign stealing. The wristwatch technology actually developed as a result of the Astros scandal there in Houston.
2-2 pitch. Runner goes. The throw down to second base is going to be in time. What a throw down from Pendleton to Freeland to get Rose out to end the inning. So Hausinger will be back up to start the top of the fourth. But we head to the bottom of the third. Still no score. Stay with us on the Wareham Gateman Broadcast Network.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Healthcare, plus something more.
Reed Custom Soils is New England's leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installations and is the exclusive New England supplier of stabilized stone dust. Reed Custom Soils services over 300 golf courses and provides unique blends to fit your needs, all by experienced precision blenders. To learn more about how Reed Custom Soils can serve you, call toll-free 1-800-924-5335 or head to reedcustomsoils.com.
bottom of the third we go, also the bottom half of the lineup for the Whitecaps as well. It'll be Pendleton, Leary, and Genther due up for Brewster. Woodward back on the mound for his third inning of work. Yet to allow a hit. First pitch, a called strike. Pendleton thought about going around. Looked like he went around. But a called strike either way. Oh, Woodward ahead here, 0-1. Pendleton shows bunt, pulls back for a ball. So now 1-1 the count here to Pendleton. Interesting to show a bunt there.
Just trying to break up Woodward's tempo.
1-1 popped up in the infield, right coming in, now on the grass, right near the pitcher's mound, there to make the play. Well, a 3-pitch out for Woodward.
One thing about Woodward, Alex, he's a quick worker. You know, there's a quick tempo on the mound, and anything hitters can do to try to disrupt that. Hey, let me show bunt on a count you wouldn't expect it, and an 0-1 opportunity with nobody on base for a guy who is not going to bunt for a base hit. Or, hey, I'm going to call time if he's taking a little bit too much time on the mound, or just disrupt him in any way to try to gain an advantage from the hitter's perspective.
Here's Cameron Leary, the lefty, looks low. 1 ball, no strikes here to Leary. And you bring up a good point there, Cade, just about his tempo on the mound, and we'll see if it does come into effect here. The pitch stays high, now 2-0 the count. What he is like working out of the stretch. We haven't seen it yet so far this season. Does he slow down? Does he try to make it his own game? Right now, he likes the quick tempo on the mound. He's in a group. 2-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Went fastball there.
And he's not a pitcher like we saw earlier this week in Jonathan Brand for Wareham, who will even throw in a little hesitation leg kick. Just they try to gain the advantage themselves.
2-1. Head into foul territory. Out of play on the left field side. And it's really just a basic windup. Nothing too excitement about it. And obviously doing the job. Bottom of the third. Nobody on, 1 away. And Woodward ahead here, 2-2. The pitch in there for called strike 3, his second strikeout of the night. And now 2 quick outs in the bottom of the third inning.
Campos is a great catcher, but didn't have to do much there. Props to Woodward. Threw a fastball on the inner half of the plate against the lefty stick. He left it about midway up in the zone as well, with a little bit of rise. That was a really, really good out pitch from Jason Woodward.
Well, here's Fritz Genther with 2 away. As the drizzle almost a start, not really too much as it was before. First pitch in there for a called strike. And once again, Woodward ahead here, 0-1 the count. Unfazed, it appears he is on the mound. Woodward lifts the glove over his head and delivers a pitch that just missed low. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Woodward delivers 1-1 pitch, almost hit him. Pushing him off the plate just a tad. Now 2-1 the count. Woodward falling behind. Here now 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch in there for a strike 2. Now Woodward fighting back here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third. No score here in Brewster, Massachusetts. Woodward now staring down Campos and Genther. The 2-2 pitch in there for call strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts on the mound and his third one of the night. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And we head to the top of the fourth in quick fashion here in Brewster. Stay with us right here on the Wareham Gateman Broadcast Network.
Each and every game here at Spillane Field is made possible by our sponsors. Let's take a moment to recognize Gateway Tavern, Coastal Orthodontics, Fairway Financial, Joanne Stevenson, Sullivan Wine and Spirits, Deb Levesque Massage Therapy, the Law Office of Mark Deshays, Office Technology Group, J&M Baseball Academy, South Coast Health, Minkle Boys Catering, 80 Makepeace, Reed Custom Soils, Soft as a Grape, Bay Motor Inn, Point Sign, Wareham, Sipicon, and Dartmouth Week, Cranberry Self Storage, Village Signs, the Law Office of Lang, Exaferris, and Bullard, Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP, Robertson's GMC, Effie's Homemade, Wareham Country Market, the Wareham House of Pizza, Robbery's Tree Service, Patty Wild, Onset Bay Association, Select PT, El Mariachi, Water Whiz, and Cool Cone. Thank you once again to our sponsors of your Wareham Gatemen.
Top of the fourth inning here in Brewster, Massachusetts. Alex Feuz, Cade Crenshaw, and Claire Foley with you tonight. As a wind starting to pick up, now blowing in and blowing out into center field. Not too much though, but Neza back on for his fourth inning of work. It will be Hausinger, Windish, and Anderson due up as now the drizzle now picking up just a tad. In the words of Cade Crenshaw, not a fun night to be watching the game. That one bouncing in. Now Neza behind here, 2-0 the count to Hausinger. But we got baseball, so that kind of makes it just a bit better.
Well, Alex, back in the top of the third, Hausinger struck out looking, turned into a double play, then into the steal. So here's Windish.
2-0, fouled away out of play. Pendleton watched that one go over the press box behind here. Oh, Windish at the plate here. 3-1 the count. The 3-2 pitch, that one line, but right at Freeland at short. Oh, what a way. Well, Max Anderson comes to the plate here. He flew out to center, back in the first.
Now batting, the third baseman from Nebraska, number 15, Max Anderson.
Come on, Max!
Anderson led the Cornhuskers in 67 hits. The first pitch, cut on and miss. 0-1 the count here. Hit 10 home runs and 44 RBIs and started in all 53 games this past collegiate season. The 0-1 pitch inside, 1-1 strike. One away here in the top of the fourth. Ian Farrell on deck for the Gatemen. Neza deals. The 1-1 pitch stays high. Now 2-1 the count. It's only one hit through 3 1/3, Cade. What changed from last night?
We look back last night, and by the time the third inning was over, the Gatemen had 7 runs on the board. I think here, Nature's having better command of the zone.
2-1, a called strike.
And plus, for him, one thing Wareham did early on in the game last night was get after Baumeister. They disrupted his rhythm and just made it their own game. Here tonight, they haven't made that presence known so far.
2-2 pitch stays high. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Anderson. And this is what you would think is the part of the lineup that really should try to make that presence more known. Neza deals. The 3-2 stays high and inside. So Anderson works a walk. And second walk of the night from Jackson Neza.
After starting this game through the first 2 innings, 3 up, 3 down, with half of those outs being strikeouts, Neza seems to be starting to waver a little bit on the command. Pitches are more sprayed across the zone, if you will, across all locations. Maybe this is the time for the Gatemen, like you said, Alex, to finally break through.
Well, here's Farrell, who's really broken out so far for the Gatemen. 3 for 7 against right-handers, and 2 for 3 last night with 2 walks. First pitch, a called strike. Unezu ahead here. 0-1 the count. Anderson on first with one away. Here on the top of the fourth, still no score. Only one hit on that scoreboard, and that came back in the third inning from Ryan Campos. The 0-1 pitch got on and missed. 0-2 here.
Home plate umpire has not been kind to the check swing. I don't know a single one that he said that the batter didn't go on.
0-2, fouled away. I really think Hausinger should have been up this inning. Because Montgomery struck out. Campos was out at second base after trying to leg out a double, and then Rose was called out stealing second. The pitch cut on and missed. The strikeout Farrell. Oh, now 2 away.
No, Alex, you're right.
That's the 5th strikeout of the night for Nezu. The only thing I could think of is that he was safe at second on the stolen base, and Hausinger got struck out. That's the only thing I can think of.
Number 7, Callum Clark.
Oh, 2 away. Anderson still on first. No score. The pitch. Check swing. Foul ball right behind home to Clark. Oh, 0-1 the count here to Clark. That's the only thing I can think of, Cade, is that. But wasn't he out at second base?
Well, the called strike 3 on Hausinger was the pitch that was thrown down. So I think either way, that's where the third out came from. And because the batter was out, that's where it opted first. That's when the play was dead.
The 0-1, a called strike, but bounced out of the glove of Pendleton, and the runner goes, and it's going to be into center field. So Anderson steals safely there. So Anderson is scoring position, but Clark behind here, 0-2.
The first stolen base of the season for the Gatemen. They are now no longer the only team in the Cape without a bag.
And
previously 0 for 2.
Of course, coming on an infield with dirt and not stone dust. Well, the 0-2 pitch incoming here. Way high. 1-2 the count here to Clark. I think the players that haven't played in Wareham just still a little afraid of stealing on that stone dust.
It's not the softest pillow on the bed, if you will.
Anderson at second with 2 away, but Clark behind here, 1-2. Neza deals a pitch. Hit down the first base side, but will just go foul. Oh, we'll do the 1-2 again.
Alex, one thing I think we should mention with Brewster defensively on the field, certain guys are wearing the Brewster ball caps, navy blues with the bright block B in script on the front, but other guys are wearing their collegiate hats. That's something that Brewster allows their players to do. So we see we see Georgia on the third base side. We see Rutgers in center field. It really brings the individualism each of these players as well.
Are the ones that just wear the Brewster hats forgot theirs.
Exactly.
The 1-2 pitch to Clark. Hit well to right, but not deep. And now drifting back on the track now. Had a lot of carry to it, but Lasco made the play to end the inning. Oh, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left now at the end of 3.5 of play. No score right at the bottom of the 4th, right here on the Wareham Gateman Broadcast Network.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod. So even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. No trip to the Cape is complete without a trip to Soft as a Grape.
Want your daily dose of news? Lucky for you, Wareham, Sipicon, and now Dartmouth Week has you covered. Whether you live in Wareham or in the surrounding areas, you can count on up-to-date news on sports, schools, and even the fine arts, courtesy of the partnership between Wareham, Sipicon, and Dartmouth Week. Head to theweektoday.com and search Wareham, Sipicon, or Dartmouth for more.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It only takes 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
Bottom of the fourth. Oh and 2. Woodward climbs back on the rubber. Malone on first with 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth. The 0-2 pitch, just high. One curve, but stayed upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to Tatro. Parks Harbor on deck. Woodward now set. Runner on second, 2 away. The 1-2 pitch, runner goes. A throw down to second base is going to be not in time. The ball gets away, but Hausinger was playing behind the second base pad, keeping it out of center field. So Malone now in scoring position after he stole second. And Tatro now staying alive at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lefty Tatro.
And while the Gatemen stole their first base earlier on in this game, that's the first one they've allowed this season as well.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs on Tatro. Malone in scoring position. The 2-2 pitch up high. Now 3-2 the count. Woodward got 2 quick outs, back-to-back flyouts to center field from Lesko and Freeland, but now just struggling to get what people always say, the old cliche, the toughest out is always the third. Woodward set at the waist. The 3-2 pitch up high, so back-to-back walks allowed after not giving up any here in the bottom of the fourth.
And here comes Eddie Marco for a mound visit. Just to talk through things with Woodward, I think, he started out the first 3 frames today. And, Alex, you can summarize it. Dominant work for Jason Woodward through the first 3 frames. Here, though, starting to waver a little bit. Location has widened, for hitters. And for him now, he's put 2 men on with 2 down. But, like you said, he only needs 1 out. I think that's the message right now from Eddie Marco is, kid, just go get 1 and we'll be all right.
Right, it's just to get the final out and get out of the jam. First and second with 2 away. And after the pure pitching stellar performance that we've seen from Jason Woodward in his first appearance in a Gateman uniform here tonight, I don't think there's really any concern. But again, you just want to get out of this inning. Parks Harbor grounded out to third and the second.
Well, you look at how Gateman starters have done this season, Alex, and they've been stout on the bump. They've been the driving force for this team, and Woodward's no different.
For the Whitecaps, the third baseman.
Now, starters so far this season in 15 innings, they have a .60 ERA, and every time you see a 0 to start an ERA, and it's not just good, it's great. So Tatro at first, Malone on second with 2 away, and Woodward comes set right at the waist. First pitch, a called strike to Harbor. The bullpen's even been great as well. 20 innings pitched, a 2.7 ERA, only allowing 7 runs, 6 earned. And Woodrow comes set and delivers the 0-1 pitch. That one a slow grounder over to right at short. Makes a throw to Montgomery in time to end the inning. Oh, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We have to the top of the 5th. So no score. Stay with us right here on the Wareham Gateman Broadcast Network.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gateman.
The Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is the world's largest cranberry grower and the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gateman and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Top of the fifth, Ryan Lobus, the new pitcher for the Whitecaps. So that will do it for Jackson Nazo. Final line on him. 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, or 7 strikeouts actually. No runs given up. Not a bad performance from Jackson Nazo. So it'll be Wright, Montgomery, and Campos due up here in the top of the fifth. Gateman trying to get something going here.
You put Ryan Lobus on the mound, a right-hander out of Mercer. So they stick with the righty sequence, if you will, if you're Brewster. And this is a Gateman team that the offense has had much better success against righties than they have lefties, offensively speaking, this season. So for Blake Wright, a guy who can step up, tonight he popped up over to short back in the second inning. He's able to get in a groove. I know last night he had a pretty good game, 1 for 4 with an RBI. But the Gatemen would love to see more right-handers in this game before, if they turn over to a lefty, well, things may go cold.
Right. The Gateman offense only 3 for 32 against left-handed pitchers. But on the other side, 19 and 92, that's a 206 batting average against right-handers. A big difference, almost over 100-point difference in batting average between lefties and righties. Well, Lopez on the mound for his first inning of work here. Again, it'll be Wright, Montgomery, and Campos due up. Between those three, 1 for 3 on the night. The pitch, the first pitch outside. 1-0 the count here to Wright. He popped out to Freeland at short back in the second inning. That one hit well, but not deep. Tatro moving in, but Genther calling him off to make the play over his right shoulder. It looked like it could have dropped in. It could have been trouble, but Genther was able to stay with it to make the play.
Yeah, it was one of those plays that Genther was trailing back on, and the glove sitting on his left hand just really stuck it out in hopes that it wouldn't drop in no man's land. And luckily for Brewster, it goes down as the first out and not the second hit of the ball game for the Gatemen.
As the sun now fully out, and it's what now turned into a great night as Montgomery looks at the first pitch, a called strike. Struck out swinging back in the third.
I know Alex said earlier it's not a fun night to be at the ballpark. Well, it was then, but the times are a-changing.
Right, that one fouled right off the foot of the home plate umpire, who will take a slow walk out to the mound. And it's a Lopez. 6 strikeouts, not 7, to correct myself. On the night for Neza. 0-2 pitch to Montgomery, just outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Torren out of Mizzou. Like we were saying earlier, he's a big contact hitter, not too much power, which almost surprises me a little. The 1-2 pitch, bouncing in, 2 balls, 2 strikes here. The righty Montgomery.
Montgomery just 7 home runs this spring at Missouri, and for his frame, Alex, 6'4", probably sitting around 225, 230. You're expecting a few balls to be sent into the air, but so far this season, at least with the CCBL, looking for that first hit.
2-2 pitch, fouled on the third base side, out of play. We'll do it again.
I think sometimes as well you watch batting practice and things like that, and you can see guys that know they can have that type of power. They harness it within them. And sometimes it gets into that mental side of the game where you're always trying to hit for power just because you know you have that ability. But a base hit's a base hit. That's how you break the ice.
The 2-2 pitch. That one, a deep drive to center. Let's go back on the track at the wall. It's gone! Montgomery, a solo shot, and just like that, the Gatemen take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 5th.
What do I know, you know? Forget the base hit. Go for the long ball. Montgomery, a big power swing, elevated fastball, outer half the plate that he just really drove to the right side of the center field fence. Incredible job. Even the center fielder, Ryan Lasko, leapt and half his body went over the fence trying to catch that one. It's 385 to straightaway center. If I had to guess, Alex, that's probably a 395 ball.
You can't predict baseball. That's the Gatemen's first home run of the season, as that one pushes Campos off the plate, almost hitting him. So 1-0 the count. Here to the catcher, Campos. That one drilled.
It was.
The deepest part of the park, and that sign, if my eyesight's correct, says 395, and at least went over that, and it went at least 400 feet.
Adjust your lens some, 385.
385. Well,
you were close.
I was close, sure. A slow grounder on the right side. Genther makes a throw, but Malone able to stay with it. Well, now 2 away. I need your binoculars, Cade.
My eyesight's great, Alex. There's no need to worry. I've got us covered. 315 in the corners.
How much smaller can you get for a sign? I want to know. That's a small sign.
It's probably the size of a textbook, if I had to guess, or a spiral notebook.
315 to left, and we can't see right field from where we are positioned. I would have guessed 315 or 320 the same. First pitch to Rose in their first strike. Rose walked back in the third. The 0-1 outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Gatemen have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 5th after a solo shot from Montgomery that went to deep center field, about 395 feet. A blooper up the middle. It will be turned over to first, but not in time. A chopper in the infield, but Freeland couldn't get it to Malone at first in time, so Rose reaches safely to continue the 5th. And that rolls over the top of the lineup, and the dangerous hitter at Jack Hausinger.
Now batting, the second baseman from
And the Gateman offense pressing the reset button. Once Brewster made a call to the bullpen, you look at what the starter Neza did. He went 4 strong innings of 1-hit baseball. So far in 2/3 of work, Lobos has given up a run on 2 knocks.
Hausinger coming into tonight 3 for 11 against right-handers. 1 for 4 on the day on Wednesday. Pitched low. 1-0 the count. Here to Hausinger. Lopez a check to first, and it gets away from Malone. And taking second base easily on the E1 is Cade and Rose.
Luckily for Brewster, that ball didn't go very far past Malone. If there's a little bit of dirt behind the first base bag, it may have just gone to the trimmings of the foul territory grass. Rose was easily going to get to second. There's no play to be made. But because the ball did not travel far, that keeps him off third.
So Hausinger now ahead here, 1-0. Rose on second, 2 away here in the top of the 5th. It's a 1-0 Gateman lead. The pitch outside, 2-0 the count. Here to Hausinger. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. Trying to change that narrative here. Ahead here, 2-0. Hogan Windish also on deck. The 2-0 pitch stays high. 3-0 the count. Tough pitch to take if you're Hausinger. 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 3-1. Windish even hotter against right-handers, 4 for 11, hitting .363. And he sits on deck. If you're Lopez, you just want to get out of this inning so you don't have to face the dangerous bat and Windish. The 3-1 fouled away behind home. 3-2 the count here. Rose on second, 2 away here in the top of the 5th. It's a 1-0 Gateman lead. Lopez holding the ball behind his back, waiting, now in agreement with Pendleton behind the plate. Comes set. The 3-2 outside, so a 2-out walk to Hausinger. And here's Hogan Windish.
For a player in Hogan Windish who started out this summer as the Gateman's best hitter, a pair of doubles in his first 2 games. Since, though, has cooled off ever so slightly. He still went 1 for 5 last night in the win over Hyannis. But if he's able to move these 2 runners over with 2 outs and possibly bring 1 home, a base hit could do it.
Well, now the pitching coach for the Whitecaps will take a second to talk with Lopez on the mound. Try to settle him down. After a 2-out walk to Hausinger, it's now 1st and 2nd.
Well, we got the break in the action. Are you feeling lucky? You'll buy a Whitecaps 50-50 raffle ticket.
It's 1-0 Gateman. Cade, what has surprised you most here tonight?
I think it's that Torrin Montgomery finally got going. You know, there's been a lot of expectation on him, really since the first day of practice. When he walks onto a field, you notice 6'4", 225 pounds. He's just 3 inches shorter than the Yankees' Aaron Judge. They look very similar when you first look at him. So you're expecting a lot of power, a lot of pop, maybe even to be this team's cleanup hitter, if you will. But got a slow start, finally broke through, and wouldn't you know, the first hit was a homer.
Pitch in the dirt gets away from Pendleton. Everyone moves up a bag. Oh, Rose goes to 3rd. Hausinger to 2nd. So a base hit when most likely scored 2 because both Rose and Hausinger have speed. Windish ahead here, 1-0. Lopez has struggled so far after coming out of the pen here. The Gateman just feasting off the right-hander. And the pitch, a called strike, even though the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Windish 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. And it was turned into a perfect night on the Cape. You can't make this stuff up. The 1-1 pitch fouled away behind the plate. 1-2 now. The big hits usually come in these counts, Cade, so we'll see if the Gateman can get something going and continue this 2-out rally. Lopez set right in front of the Brewster logos. That one, line, and it's going to be a foul ball. Just foul down the left field side. No chalk, only white paint. And Windish now frustrated. He thought that was fair. Rose thought that was fair. I think everyone in the Gateman dugout thought that was fair. But home plate umpire says otherwise. I will do the 1-2 again.
If it missed, it was not by much, Alex. But Lopez has got to be careful now because Windish is ready to finally get one down.
Lopez once again holding the baseball behind his back, waiting for the pitch to come from the dugout through the earpiece to Pendleton. Now comes set, the 1-2 pitch, hits him. It hit Windish, and Windish will take first, and now the bases are loaded with 2 away.
The 3rd time that Windish has been hit this season in 5 games.
That must mean good luck, no?
Good luck and a lot of ice.
Well, here's Max Anderson. Flew out to center and walked back in the 4th. Oh, Pendleton will now go out and just have a word with Lopez. And we'll see some movement in the Whitecaps' pen. Lopez had a pen, got Blake right quickly to pop out to Genther at second base. But remember, that was a blue pop-up that could have went either way. But a good play by Genther to stay with it. And then to follow, Torrin Montgomery hit a solo shot over the center field wall. And then a ground out from Campos. And then it would be a walk or a single walk and hit by a pitch. Oh, the first pitch to Anderson is cut on a miss. So 0-1 the count here to the right-handed Anderson.
Throwing the off-speed, looks like Anderson was sitting dead red fastball.
Now holding the glove over his face, almost blocking out the sun that's now completely out. Now setting. The 0-1 pitch in there for strike two. So now Lopez one strike away from getting out of a bases loaded jam. Here with two away in the top of the fifth. A 1-0 Gateman lead, trying to add more right here. Lopez delivers the 0-2 pitch, caught on and missed. A big strikeout by Lopez to get out of the jam to only allow the one run, and that was a Montgomery solo shot. Made it to the bottom of the fifth. It's a 1-0 Gateman lead. Stay with us right here on the Wareham Gateman Broadcast Network.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at curry.edu.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866 Ask Mary or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
Well, new pitcher is Cam Weston. Comes out of the pen. In relief here for Jason Woodward. So far out of the pen, the Gatemen have a 2.70 ERA and 20 innings pitched, only allowing 7 runs, 6 earned, 1 homer, but their strikeout to walk ratio is phenomenal. 9 walks, 17 strikeouts, and have pulled the opponent batting average to 181.
Yeah, for Cameron Weston, a kid out of Michigan, making his debut tonight, the right-hander's going to step up and try to pick up where Jason Woodward left off in 4 impeccable innings.
Number 17, Logan Bravo.
Well, here's Logan Bravo. Flew out to Rose in center. Back in the second inning. First pitch swinging, pops it up out of play. Well, Weston ahead here. 1-1. Weston comes set at the waist. The 0-1 pitch, that one line, but right at Hausinger. 1 away.
For Weston coming in, a couple of scouts here obviously going to be paying attention to him. He's one of the top 5 prospects in the Big Ten according to D1 Baseball. So Weston's going to come in here with a lot of pro expectations, trying to see what he can show.
Well, that's just the name of the league, Cade. So many people have so much hope, and these are some of the cream of the crop of athletes here in the country. That one got on a miss by Pendleton. He popped out to right at short, back in the third. Weston shaking off, now in agreement with Campos. Kicks and delivers the 0-1 pitch. That one foul tipped right behind home. So Weston ahead here, 0-2. Nobody on, one away. We're in the bottom of the fifth. It's a 1-0 Gateman lead on a solo home run that came in the top of this inning by Torrin Montgomery. The first home run hit by Gateman in this 2022 season. 0-2 low, 1 ball, 2 strikes to the righty Pendleton. 1 for 5 to start the season. Florida Atlantic product, but that pitch cut out and missed, so first strikeout out of the pen here from Weston. Now 2 away.
Now batting, the left fielder from Boston College, number 12,
Well, here's Cameron Leary. Struck out looking back in the third. Weston arriving today. This is his also first appearance in a Gateman uniform. Well, 2 pitchers, 2 new faces so far in the field tonight. Pitch, a hot shot right past the glove, but made by Hausinger, throwing to first, but Montgomery wasn't there. Campos now cutting over to make sure it didn't get past him any further. O'Leary will reach. We'll see how they score it. It should be a hit, and it is.
Now batting, the second
A great
baseman
job by Hausinger to keep it from going into right field,
number 5,
and it probably could have been an out if Montgomery was covering, but Leary does have a lot of speed.
And the no-no is broken up at 4 2/3.
Well, here's Fritz Genther. Struck out looking back in the third. The pitch cut out and missed, 0-1. The pitch cut out and missed, 0-2. Runner on first, 2 away, and Weston ahead here, 0-2. Genther struck out looking in the third. Weston, the 0-2 pitch, that one hit well into right. Farrow drifting over, but out of play and foul territory, so we'll do the 0-2 again. It had the distance, Cade.
It did. And 3:15 down the right field line, Farrow gave chase, and he's got plenty of room to work with. There is no fencing down that side, so however far Farrow can run, that's where the field of play can be. But just before he runs into the Gateman bullpen in the far corner of right.
Weston now leaning in. Ahead here, 0-2. Runner on first with 2 away. Now set at the waist. The 0-2 pitch stays high. Campos thought to look to throw down to first base, but Leary jumps back on the first base bag before he could do so. 1-2 the count. Here to Genther. Weston now leaning in. Another check to first, but Leary getting back just in time. Ryan Lasco on deck for the Whitecaps. An hour and 25 minutes into the game. Runner goes, a 1-2 pitch. And outside, Campos thought it was called strike 3. That's why he didn't throw down to second base. Oh, Leary steals second.
Campos just kind of tapping himself on top of his helmet and looking back over the dugout. He knew that was on him, thinking he was going to get the call, because I think he probably would have had the runner.
2-2 the count here to Genther. Leary on second with 2 away. The 2-2 pitch low, now 3-2 the count. Well, Leary the tying run at second base. Only down by a run here in the bottom of the fifth. And Weston was ahead here 0-2, now falling behind to a full count. Weston now set at the waist. The payoff pitch. That one line right to Hausinger. throws to Montgomery in time to end the inning. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one man left. We head to the top of the sixth. It's a 1-0 Gateman lead. Stay with us. We're here on the Wareham Gateman Broadcast Network.
We'd like to welcome the family.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Healthcare, plus something more.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile believes that when small towns thrive, America thrives. That's why they're investing billions to bring fast, reliable, and affordable wireless service beyond the big cities to small towns across America. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit T-Mobile.com/acrossamerica to find out more.
Top of the sixth we go. It will be Farrell, Clark, and Wright due up.
Leading off.
They'll lead off the inning.
Wareham, the right fielder from Miami.
Alex, I've got to be honest. I feel like we're Moose and Maverick, or Goose and Maverick up in here from Top Gun, right? The credit to the PA sound
That's
guy
right.
just playing Danger Zone from the movie up in here.
That's right. I'm definitely a better one. That one popped up. It well, but not deep. Leary drifting to his right and left field to make the play. Oh, what a way. Well, here's Kellum Clark. He had a breakout night against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on Thursday, and our own Claire Foley had the chance to interview him after that stellar performance at the plate. So, Claire, you had the chance to talk with Kellum after the game yesterday. What was your biggest takeaway from his performance?
Yeah, Alex, he had those 3 doubles that you mentioned back to back to back, by the way, and that actually tied what he had all season last year with the Gatemen.
Pitch outside, 1-0 the count.
And so I asked him, is it that you're developing your ability to read pitchers better? And he said, definitely. That comes with maturity as an athlete and just getting those reps.
Lopez steals the 1-0 pitch, stays outside. Now 2-0 the count to Clark.
And I know we saw the offense get going last inning, but still a much different tune than they were singing last night as the whole roster was getting involved.
2-0 outside, now 3-0. That's some good analysis, Claire.
And so I asked Kellum, do you think that hitting is something that's contagious? Like once somebody does it, everybody gets involved? And he said, absolutely. It's kind of going the other way in previous games where
3-0 taken for a strike.
Where the bad luck on offense was getting a bit contagious for them. But they were able to turn it around last night, and looks like they were getting back at it last inning too.
The pitch low, so Kellum works a walk here in the sixth. Well, Claire, thanks again for joining the broadcast and again your work all season long.
Clemson, number 8.
You can follow along with Claire on our social media page. She always provides great content all throughout the day. Well, Clark on first with 1 away. Here's Blake Wright. Wright pops out to Freeland at short and Genther at second base. Lopez now set. And the pitch. They call it strike. 0-1 the count here to Blake Wright. The home run hitter on deck and Torrin Montgomery. Like you said, Cade, just 3 inches shorter than Aaron Judge. The pitch up high, now they check the first, but Clark gets back in time. The ball almost got away from Malone there.
It did. It rolled out of his glove, but it just slowly rolled out off the brim of it and across the bag. So not too much damage is done. Plus, even if it gotten away, I don't think Clark goes.
Right. I think the right side of the infield has the most toughest luck. They're facing the complete sun right here. Everyone else in shade as that pitch foul tipped in the glove of Pendleton. So 1-2 the count here. A 1-0 Gateman lead. But Clark on first. Blake right at the plate and Torrin Montgomery on deck. The 1-2 pitch. It's low, now 2-2 the count.
Once again, Alex, it feels very reminiscent of the first couple games, unlike last night entirely, where the pitching staff is carrying this game for Wareham. The offense is just breaking through in little spurts.
The pitch, check back to first base. Clark gets back in time. Well, we've seen moments where the offense has really wanted to break out. I think if Winnish, when he hit the line shot down the left field side that could have went fair, that would have been a double easily. 2-2. That one hit but foul away. First base side, like that would have been a clutch hit, a 2-out knock that would have scored 2 runs to make it a 3-0 game. But that's the kind of things we've seen almost in every single game besides last night, where the Gatemen have had hard hit balls in play, but right at guys and just tough luck at the plate. Lopez now set. A 2-2 pitch. Low. Now 3-2 the count. Tough pitch to take if you're right. 3-2 the count here to right.
Put 2 men on for the big guy.
Lopez now in agreement with Pendleton behind the plate. Another check to first. That was probably the closest out of every one, but Callum Clark getting back in plenty of time.
For Callum Clark, he's not a base-stealing baseball player. He's just not. He wasn't in college, but I look back at the game at Orleans. In the same inning, he was trying to be picked off at the first base 4 different times. That's the 3rd one here. Hitters must be wary of Clark's speed.
Only had 1 this past collegiate season, but the fastball stays high. So right works a walk. That's 2 in a row. Oh, Clark goes to second. Right on first for Torrin Montgomery. Had a solo shot back in the 5th, and we'll see how Lopez attacks Montgomery here, and he won't. There's a call to the bullpen, so a new pitcher coming in out of the Whitecaps pen. We'll have more information on the new pitcher. Stay with us right here. It's the top of the 6th, first and second with only 1 out, with Torrin Montgomery at the plate.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including 5th-year master's programs at curry.edu.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866 Ask Mary or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
New pitcher out of the Whitecaps pen is Ryan Chassie. Comes into a tough spot. First and second with a home run hitter on deck. At the plate now is Torrin Montgomery. As Chassie finished up his warm-up pitches. Cade, how big is this spot right here for the Gatemen?
Well, for the Gatemen, let's start on that end. You've got your home run hitter in Torrin Montgomery. Lifted a solo blast just moments ago in the top of the 5th, and that's the only run we've seen so far. He'll have runners at first and second with 1 away. Does he need to necessarily hit another home run? Well, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? If not, though, get a base hit down.
possibly score one in Clark from second, and add on some insurance runs. There's a one-run lead is never enough in this ball game. So grow that lead a little bit more, because so far your pitching staff has been great, and Brewster's offense, well, they've been lackluster. But like we've seen from Wareham, sometimes an offense can break through later in a game. The first 3 contests for Wareham, they didn't score till the 7th inning or later. So this is a Brewster team that comes in with a lot of talent. 3 wins on the year out of 4 ball games. They know how to play. They know how to win. So best chance right here to add on insurance runs since the ball game started.
And you bring up a great point. I think the old school mindset of Harvey Shapiro would like to say to Montgomery, just get on base in any way you can and just continue to put the pressure on Brewster, which obviously they are doing right now. New pitcher out of the pen in a tough spot. First and second with only 1 out. Here at the top of the 6th, it's a 1-0 Gateman lead
for Wareham.
For Torrin Montgomery. 1 for 2 with a solo shot and a 5th. Just 1 inning to go. Ooh, Chassis now comes set at the waist. They'll look to first. No one covering the bag. And first pitch, a called strike right down the middle. So Chassis already challenging Montgomery with his fastball right out of the bat.
And we alluded to a little bit earlier about how the Gatemen have struggled against left-handed pitching this season. Just 2 for 32 on the year. That batting average under 100.
Someone must be reading our game notes. First and second, the 0-1 pitch. That one hit well, but not very deep this time to center field. Clark unable to tag because he thought it was going to drop in. By the time he could get back to second base, a throw from Lasko was already in. So a fly out by Montgomery. Well, here's Ryan Campos with 2 away.
Heads up play there by Clark. Not only did he have to get back to the bag, but I think Ryan Lasko may be the best defensive outfielder in the Cape League this season. Not a smart guy to run on, especially with Kellen Clark, like we mentioned. He's not a speedster guy. This is not NASCAR on the base paths. So I think that would have been the 3rd and final out here in the 6th.
First and second. And Clark's jersey has come all the way untucked over at second base.
Well, as many times as he's had to dive back in this inning alone, feel bad for the guy doing the laundry.
Pitch taken in the dirt. A good stop there from Pendleton behind the plate. Well, 1-0 the count to the lefty Campos. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Had a base hit back in the 3rd. Tried to make it into a double, but was thrown out at the second base bag. And Cade Rose on deck. He's reached base every single time. A walk and a single so far today.
Give one a ride, 11.
Bottom half of the lineup really carrying this offense so far tonight. The 1-0 pitch taken for a strike. Even the count, 1-1 strike here to the lefty. Campos at the plate. Right on first, Clark on second. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. It's a 1-0 Gateman lead. A picture-perfect night now in Brewster, Massachusetts. Not a cloud in the sky of the field of play. The 1-1 pitch, called strike right at the waist of Campos. Showed a little disagreement there.
Chassis went and attacked the outer half of the plate in this lefty-on-lefty matchup. He's tried to go outside edge now. Both called strikes against Campos have been the outer half of the plate.
Chassis set at the waist. Now time called. Plate umpire now dusting off home plate, which appeared to be dusted off enough, but wanted to just make it a little cleaner almost so you could eat off of it. 1-2 the count. Here's to the lefty Campos at the plate. Chassis set and delivers a 1-2 pitch. Grounded up the middle. Freeland will play it on a hop and throws to first, but not in time. The speed of Campos beats out the throw from Freeland. And now the base is loaded once again.
That was going to be a tough play for the shortstop Freeland to make. Campos electric speed up the line. He's a sub-7 runner. He's a tiny little catcher who just has great speed.
That was going to be a tough play to make either way, but you factor in the speed. I don't think that was a play Freeland was going to make.
Well, here's Cade and Rose, 1 for 1 with a walk on the night. He singled and reached second on an E1 back in the fifth. Pitch low, 1-0 the count. Clark on third, Wright on second, and Campos on first. The majority of the traffic on the base paths has come from the bottom half of this order. The pitch cut out and miss. 0-1 the count here.
Wareham left the bases loaded with a strikeout in the fifth. You can't do the same right here as that one-run lead. It can easily evaporate.
Chassis trying to get out of a jam that he came into. The 1-1 pitch, cut on and miss, 1-2. Now Chassis just one strike away from keeping this just a one-run game here in the top of the sixth. Decent crowd on deck here in awe of this pitching matchup between the Gatemen and Whitecaps. The 1-2 pitch, low, 2-2 the count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They're on the top of the sixth. Bases are loaded for the Gatemen. Cade and Rose at the plate. And at the top of the lineup on deck and Jack Hausinger. The 2-2 pitch, high, now 3-2 the count. And now Pendleton will push the infield back because anything that's hit into play, the runners will go.
Big pitch here.
Chassis set at the waist. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the sixth. The 3-2 pitch, lined right to Genther, who will throw in time to Malone at first to get out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 men left. The Gatemen leave the bases loaded back-to-back innings. We head to the bottom of the sixth. It's a 1-0 Gatemen lead right here on the Wareham Gatemen Broadcast Network.
Each and every game here at Spillane Field is made possible by our sponsors. Let's take a moment to recognize Gateway Tavern, Coastal Orthodontics, Fairway Financial, Joanne Stevenson, Sullivan Wine and Spirits, Deb Levesque Massage Therapy, the Law Office of Mark Deshays, Office Technology Group, J&M Baseball Academy, South Coast Health, Minkle Boys Catering, 80 Makepeace, Reed Custom Soils, Soft as a Grape, Bay Motor Inn, Point Sign, Wareham, Sipicon, and Dartmouth Week, Cranberry Self-Storage, Village Signs, the Law Office of Lang, Exaferris, and Bullard, Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP, Robertson's GMC, Effie's Homemade, Wareham Country Market, the Wareham House of Pizza, Robbery's Tree Service, Patty Wild, Onset Bay Association, Select PT, El Mariachi, Water Whiz, and Cool Cone. Thank you once again to our sponsors of your Wareham Gatemen.
Bottom of the sixth inning here in Brewster, Massachusetts. Alex Feuz, Cade Crenshaw, and Claire Foley with you. It's been a pitcher's duel all night long, but the offense for the Gatemen trying to break out. They've now left the bases loaded in back-to-back innings. But on the other side, the pitching has only allowed 1 hit so far tonight. Weston just trying to
Leading
continue
off
the
for the
momentum
Whitecaps,
on the pitching
the
staff
center
really all
fielder
season long.
From Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, number 26, Ryan Lasko.
So it'll be Lasko, Freeland, and Malone. That one fouled away behind the first base dugout. 0-1 the count. Into the righty Lasko. 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out so far tonight. Weston delivers the 0-1 pitch, and you can hear the heater. 0-2 now.
Lasko, a player of Toms River, New Jersey, just loves to play baseball.
Toms River, New Jersey, hometown of Todd Frazier.
And they're actually really good friends. Of course, Todd Frazier, a alum of Rutgers, and Lasko there now. They have a great relationship, and it goes all the way back to when Lasko was a youngster and playing in the Little League World Series there in Williamsport.
Weston set at the waist. The 1-2 pitch. A high. Well, now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now, Lasko spent last summer over in the Northwoods League in Wisconsin with the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Had a great summer there, played over 60 games as well.
Weston now delivers the 2-2 pitch, cut out and miss. Nasty breaking ball there from Weston. That's his second strikeout after coming out of the bullpen. This time coming at the bottom of the 6th for the first out this inning. Now here's Alex Freeland, also 0 for 2 with a pop out and a fly out.
Betting, the shortstop from Central Florida, number 24, Alex Freeland.
Freeland has made some great defensive plays so far tonight. Weston deals the pitch, cut out and miss. 0-1 the count. So Weston making a quick, positive impression coming out of the pen here, joining the team today.
He really has, and it's always hard for a player. You know, you travel up, him not so far just coming from Michigan, but you travel in, you get settled in with a host family, and they go play a ball game.
0-1 outside, 1-1 the count. Obviously a new town, new faces, new team. But yet so far, only allowing 1 hit. That one hit well. Now Farrell drifting back on the track at the wall. It is gone. A solo shot by Alex Freeland, and a ball that just kept carrying over the fence as Farrell tried to track it down but ran out of room. And now we got a tied game, 1-1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Leaving the bases loaded, and back-to-back innings has just come back to bite the Wareham game. And like we said, Alex, in those moments, capitalize here. Don't allow Brewster, don't leave the door of opportunity for them to fight back in this game. You leave it open, and they kick it through, tied up at 1.
Just a second home run allowed by the Gateman pitching staff this season. Pitch in there for a strike to Malone. 1 ball, 0-1 the count. It's a 1-1 tied game now on the bottom of the 6th. The 0-1 pitch, high, now 1-1. And again, it should be noted here in Brewster, there are no lights. So the sun, as it begins to set, that will be the only light we've seen. So this game will have to keep continuing the pace it's at as that pitch stays high. A 2-1 pitch now.
Good thing at this point, though, Alex, is whenever that sun does finally set, this game counts. It's a completed game because we've worked through 5 innings. So win, loss, tie, whatever it may be, this one goes down as a ball game.
A 2-1 pitch stays inside. Now 3-1 the count, and you mentioned a tie in there again. In the regular season here in the Cape Cod Baseball League, there are no extra innings. So if the score is still the same on both sides of the field after 9 innings, it ends in a tie. But in the postseason, it's the regular baseball format. A hard shot right at Anderson, who back throws it over to first to Montgomery in time, 2 away. Now here's Grayson Tatro.
The right fielder from
0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk
Number 43,
so far today.
Grayson Tatro.
And Alex, when you look at how postseason play is structured with a point system, of course you get a certain amount of points for a win, a few less points for a tie, and then of course no points for a loss. Early on in the year, you want to win as many games as possible. When it comes to playoff time, those ties are going to matter most because the points matter.
Pitch in the dirt. A 1-0 the count. And that's exactly right. I think even though this is not a major league schedule, right, where we're not playing in April, but the old cliche for that is you can't win a division in April, but you can certainly lose one. So the same goes for this. You can't win a division in June, but you can certainly lose a division in June. That pitch fouled straight back. No count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Get a Tatro at the plate. Weston set the 1-1 pitch. Cut on a miss, 1-2. Nobody on, 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. Weston delivers the 1-2 pitch in there for called strike 3. Tatro thought that was a high pitch, but home plate umpire says otherwise. Just strike out Tatro looking. At the end of 6 innings of play, we're all tied up at 1 apiece. Right to the top of the 7th. Stay with us right here on the Wareham Game-In Broadcast Network.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Milton Cat is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. From paving and landscaping to recreational boating and facility management, Milton Cat has the right equipment, parts, service, and technology to keep you working. Visit miltoncat.com to learn more.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Top of the 7th, we're all tied at 1 apiece. New pitcher is Patrick Copen out of Marshall University, a 5.84 ERA. It'll be Hausinger, Windish, and Anderson due up. The Gatemen, though, have left the bases loaded in back-to-back innings, and that so far has cost them, as Alex Freeland hit a solo shot in the bottom of the 6th inning to tie this at 1 apiece.
Alex is now sitting in a tie ball game. Forget everything that's happened so far. You got the top of the order at the plate. Hit the reset button. You've got 3 innings left. Let's go win one.
That's certainly the mindset that Harvey Shapiro hopes that every single player on the Gateman has right here. Copen set and delivers. First pitch swinging, but hits it foul behind home plate. 0-1 the count. Hausinger has truly been a great bright spot here for the Gatemen in the early part of the season, at just 5 games into a long 44-game set. Copen set at the waist. The 0-1 pitch, low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The lefty Hausinger. Copen deals the 1-1 pitch. In there for a called strike. Hausinger thought that was a little high to be a strike. The home plate umpire says otherwise. Now 1-2 the count. Copen delivers the 1-2 pitch, stays low. Now 2-2 the count. Infield playing straight away. Nobody on, nobody out. They're on the top of the 7th inning. Outfield also playing straight away. Not deep too much. A 2-2 pitch. In there for called strike 3. Hausinger goes down looking. Oh, here's Hogan Windish now with 1 away.
Now batting, the designated hitter from North Carolina, Greensboro. Number 18, Hogan Windish.
Windish 0 for 2 with a hit by a pitch.
Just 1 for his last 7 is Windish.
Trying to turn things around here in the small sample size of a season. Pitch cut on a miss. 0-1 the count now. Trying to keep his on-base streak alive. The 0-1 low. Oh, 1-1 the count. Oh, he actually does keep it alive.
5 games.
5 games.
Trying to keep the hit streak alive at this point.
Right. I knew there was some streak in there that he was trying to keep alive.
As long as there's not a streaker on the field.
The 1-1 pitch low. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 pitch hit well and deep. Lasco drifting back on the track at the wall, and he made the catch. Leaping to make the play. Unbelievable. Stole a home run away from Windish. Lasco. Unbelievable play in center field. And that should be a Sports Center top 10 play.
I told you before the game, Alex, I've said it here on the broadcast. The best defensive outfielder I've ever seen play college baseball. I think Lasco is going to be definitely a top of draft boards. He's draft eligible next year, and it's for plays just like that. Not to mention he was a .349 hitter this spring at Rutgers, and incredible. Just really dove on his back with his back against the fencing, stuck his glove out in the air to grab it.
If you're scoring at home, the pitch to Anderson is cut on a miss. If you're scoring at home, that's when you put almost 5 stars above. Unbelievable play by Lasco.
5-star player, 5-tool player, 5-star guy too.
Just like you, Cade Crenshaw. The 0-1 pitch, that one cut on a miss, 0-2. Nobody on, 2 away. Here in the top of the 7th, we're all tied at 1 apiece. Anderson behind here, 0-2, trying to continue this inning. Copen takes a deep breath and delivers. The 0-2 pitch stays high, now 1-2 the count. Does that change the momentum of this game?
I think it definitely does. You get a big power swing. You're going to break up the tie. That was going to be gone. It was going to be a fence grazer, but it was going to leave the yard. That's going to change the dynamic a little bit because now for defensive plays like that, you give your pitcher on the bump that reboosted confidence that, hey, my defense behind me, the 7 guys around me, they've got me if I do leave one hanging. So I think that's really, really good for the pitcher on the bump to know. And for the offense of Wareham, now they've got to see, well, we've got to change our approach because a ball in the outfield, if it's a wall grazer, it's not going to be that easy.
Well, pitch in the dirt, now 2-2 the count to Anderson. Ian Farrell on deck. 2-2 pitch. That was fouled away, and we'll do it again. Oh, Anderson staying alive. Always a tough out to get in this Gateman lineup. 2-2 in the dirt, now 3-2 the count. Check down to first base, but the first base umpire says that Anderson held up, and the count goes full. Nobody on, 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. Gateman 1, Whitecaps 1. The 3-2 pitch, just low. Anderson works a 2-out walk. Now here's Ian Farrell, who does have home run power in his bat.
First time this season, Max Anderson's
Now
been on
batting,
base twice
the
in a
right
ball
fielder
game.
From Miami, number 17, Ian Farrell.
I can't wait to see the video of Lasco making that play. The pitch, a called strike to Farrell.
That's got to be the play that at least we've seen so far this summer.
Unbelievable. That could be one of the best plays I've ever seen. Anderson on first, 2 away here in the top of the 7th. And Copen delivers. The 0-1 pitch caught out, I missed 0-2. Farrell hitting for the first time in the cleanup spot in this Gateman lineup.
Just find a hole, 17.
The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. A good stop there from Pendleton. No advancement from Anderson from first. A good job by Farrell to stay patient and hold up on that off speed in the dirt. Trying to get Farrell to chase, but doesn't. The star of the game, Callum Clark on deck. Copen delivers, runner goes. A 1-2 pitch, cut out and miss to end the inning. Oh, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left now at the end of 6.5 of play. Still a 1-1 game. We go to the bottom of the 7th right here on the Wareham Gateman Broadcast Network. Looking for your dream home on the Cape? Gibson Sotheby's International Realty's dedicated team of real estate professionals are ready to make your dream a reality. Don't just look for a place, discover a home. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Tom and Jean Yockey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yockeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognized the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yockey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Weston back on the mound.
From Georgia.
With Michael Wash getting hot in the Gateman bullpen. Oh, Weston set. It will be Harbor, Bravo, and Pendleton due up. Harbor hits a grounder over to right, over to Montgomery. So 1 pitch, 1 out. They're on the bottom of the 7th inning, all tied up at 1 apiece. Interesting to see Harbor swing at the first pitch he sees after what a great play from Lasco in center field that you would think that would try to change the momentum of this game to the favor of the Whitecaps.
This Brewster offense has only broken through twice tonight. A single and a solo homer, and that brings us to a 1-1 tie.
Oh, Weston delivers the first pitch, called strike. Right down Main Street, now 0-1 the count. But through 7 innings, the Gatemen have left 8 runners on base, and that just was in a span of 4 innings. The pitch fouled away.
They've only had 4 hits as a team, has Wareham. So they've been utilizing free passes, drew 10 walks last night in the win over Hyannis. Here tonight, they've drawn 7. So get that, 17 walks drawn in 16 innings of action.
Weston set and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Got on and missed. Oh, that's the 4th strikeout of the night for Weston. Now 2 away, 2 quick outs. Well, here's Caleb Pendleton. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out.
Atlantic, number 40, Caleb Pendleton.
Weston delivers the pitch up high. 1-0 the count. Pendleton out of Florida Atlantic. The 1-0 pitch, high, now 2-0 the count. Bottom of the 7th, we're all tied up at 1 apiece. Approaching the 2-hour mark right now. 2-0 pitch, popped up in the infield. Right now calling it off, right on the edge of the grass and the dirt to make the play. And to end the inning. We're just on 7 pitches. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Top of the 8th we go. 1-1 tie ball game. Right here on the Wareham Gatemen Broadcast Network.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod, free of charge. On behalf of the 9 other teams, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2022 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Gibson Sotheby's, Curry College, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod, Badger Sport, Zephyr Hats, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys, Massachusetts State Lottery. We will be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors.
At the top of the 8th we go. It's all tied up at 1-1 as Harvey Shapiro jogs to third and coach the third base side of the infield. It will be the player of the game from Thursday, Callum Clark, followed by Blake Wright and the home run hitter and Torrin Montgomery. Are all tied up 1-1 here in the top of the 8th. It's getting late early.
It really is, and that which is great for this field. Let's point out that no fields here at Stony Brook Elementary Field. So once the sun goes down, well, that's it. So it's great that they're getting this late into a ball game because it's giving both teams as most chances as they can to break away this 1-1 tie and somebody come away with a win.
Clark over 2 with a walk so far tonight. Copen delivers a first pitch swinging. Clark lines that one foul out of play. Oh, behind here, 0-1. Blake Wright on deck, who has made some phenomenal plays at shortstop in the first 5 games of this season. The 0-1 pitch outside. Now 1-1 the count. Copen takes a deep breath and delivers a 1-1, bouncing in. Now 2-1 the count. To the lefty, Clark. Only 6 hits combined by both sides of both teams tonight. Copen delivers a 2-1 pitch, stays high. Now 2-1, now 3-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out here at the top of the 8th inning. All tied up at 1 apiece. Copen really mixing in a couple different pitches, sticking with the fastball here. 3-1 in there for a called strike. Well, Clark working this count full here. Payoff pitch. Fouled straight back out of play. We'll do the 3-2 again. Completely different weather from last night to tonight.
Oh boy, Alex, you said it right there. Last night, 65 degrees, 15-mile-per-hour winds. It was a cold one in Hyannis. Here tonight, we started out with drizzly rain, the kind of rain that really just makes you mad more than anything else. Doesn't really get you wet, but it's just enough to be noticeable.
3-2 low, so Clark works a leadoff walk.
But since that rain cleared, the views here have just gotten better and better and better.
One of the most beautiful fields we've seen so far on just the 3rd away game of the first week of the season. Well, here's Blake Wright, 0 for 2 with a walk so far today. And Clark, yet to have a hit tonight, but still on base machine. He's reached base 2 out of the 4 times at the plate. Well, the righty right at the plate here. A check to first to Clark. And I don't get it. You know, Clark only has 1 stolen base this past 2022 campaign. And every time he's at first base, he gets checked on. And right shows bunt, pulls back for a pitch upstairs. Oh, 1-0 the count.
Wouldn't surprise me if Kellum Clark paid a kid $5 for the game to go tell all the Brewster players that he likes to steal. My goodness, the numbers just say don't try to pick this guy off.
Now Harbor running all the way in as Wright showed bunt, but fouled straight back. Head coach Harvey Shapiro trying to go old school here with Clark on first and trying to have Wright bunt here. 1-1 the count. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. Here on the top of the 8th inning. Now visibly showing bunt, pulls back, pitch outside. Now 2-1 the count. Now you have to wonder if this is kind of almost overwhelming Copen on the mound between the checks to first and dealing with a potential bunt play and seeing Harbor rush in from the third base side. Is that too overwhelming for him on the mound?
It's a lot to take in, especially when you're just trying to focus in on your pitch, your spot, and your location.
Well, Copen set at the waist. And the 2-1 pitch, cut on a miss. Took the bunt play off. But Wright came up empty. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to right at the plate. Torrin Montgomery on deck. 1 for 3 with a home run so far tonight. The solo run of the game for the Gatemen. They've had a lot of great opportunities so far and started one right here. The 2-2 fouled away. Oh, we'll do the 2-2 again. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out with Clark on first with Blake Wright at the plate. We're all tied up. It's a 1-1 game here in the top of the 8th. The 2-2 pitch, low, now 3-2 the count. Another great at-bat here by Blake Wright. Now the infield playing straight away outside of Brennan Malone, who's holding Clark on at first. The 3-2 pitch, that one line through for a base hit into left field. Holding up at second is Kellum Clark, and the Gatemen in business once again. First and second with nobody out here in the top of the 8th. And here's Torrin Montgomery. 1 for 3 on the night with a solo shot that came in the 5th inning.
Missouri, number 14, Torrin Montgomery.
Look, the last time Montgomery was up, he had the homer there in the 5th, but last time up in the 6th, he drove one to deep center field once again, although it didn't clear the fencing. We now see for the first time this season, I remember, Alex, a hitter goes over to have a conference with Harvey Shapiro along the third base side.
Right, and this is an old school take. I did not see, I was looking down in my book of who coordinated that. I did not see if Montgomery wanted to talk to Coach Shapiro or if Coach Shapiro wanted to talk with Montgomery. If it was the latter, if Harvey Shapiro wanted to talk to his home run hitter tonight and Torrin Montgomery, that's what you call icing the kicker of the pitcher. It's an old school mindset that only happens really in the old school mindset of the game. You don't really see it happen in the new quote-unquote school of the game because analytics tells you that does not matter. But first and second with nobody out here in the top of the 8th, and Torrin Montgomery at the plate. Copeland deals the first pitch swinging, grounds it through for a base hit in right field. Nobody covering the right side of the infield. Now coming around and scoring easily is Kellum Clark. It's a base hit and an RBI for Torrin Montgomery. And just like that, the Gatemen take a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 8th.
We said last night was Wareham's entire offensive breakout game. Well, Torrin Montgomery didn't see action last night, so he decided, you know what, I'll just make my game here tonight in Brewster. Now he's driven in both runs today for Wareham, a homer, and now an RBI hit for a guy who came into tonight hitless all in the summer. What a better time to show up.
Well, back-to-back hits by the Gateman offense. Now they have runners on first and third. Still nobody out here in the top of the 8th with Ryan Campos at the plate. And he's 2 for 3 on the night. First pitch swinging, pops it up, drifting now, staying in fair territory. Harbor there to make the play. So 1 away here in the top of the 8th.
Now batting, the center fielder from
surprising to see
number 12, Caden Rowe.
Campos swing there on the first pitch he saw, especially after the leadoff walk to Clark, but he thought he could get a hold of that one and maybe even just do a job and lift that into the outfield to score Wright, who's at third on a sac fly. Oh, with 1 away, here's Cade and Rose. First and third, now with 1 away. Here in the top of the 8th. It's a 2-1 Gateman lead. Copeland deals a pitch way upstairs. Now 1-0 the count, pushing Rose off the plate. And Jack Hausinger on deck. Now the Gatemen out hitting the Whitecaps 6-2. Now in the 8th inning. A 1-0 pitch fouled off the mask of Pendleton behind the plate. Well, he'll take a second to regroup as the home plate umpire will walk out the baseball to Coppin on the mound. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rose.
The Gatemen have left 8 base runners stranded tonight. They've got 2 on right now. Let's not make that double digits.
First and third, 1 away. The top of the 8th. Now the Whitecaps trail by 1. 1-1 pitch. Fouled straight back. Now 1-2 the count. Rose 1 for 2 with a walk. On the 5th game of this early Cape Cod season.
A comfortable breeze rolling out from home plate to straightaway center field.
Coppin for the first time since Clark was on first gives a quick look to first base. The 1-2 fouled away once again, so we'll do the 1-2 again. The dangerous hitter and Jack Hausinger on deck. Harbor playing right on the edge of the grass at third. Freeland playing back to look to turn 2 along with Genther and Malone holding the runner on at first in Montgomery. A pitch outside, now 2 balls and 2 strikes to the righty Rose at the plate. The Gatemen have now taken a 2-1 lead this inning, but threatening another runner in scoring position just 90 feet away at third base.
Put it in play, 12.
2-2 pitch. A squibbler down the third base side. Harbor would look to come home to it, and Wright will be out at the plate. Montgomery does move to second, and Rose will reach first on a fielder's choice 5-2 putout. Wright thought he could get home in time, thinking that Harbor might go to first for the force. But with Harbor playing already a little bit in on that edge of the grass, it made that play 10 times easier. Well, here's Jack Hausinger. Now first and second with 2 away. Montgomery on second and Rose on first. Hausinger 0 for 3 with a walk here tonight. Copeland delivers a pitch in there for a strike. Oh, 0-1 the count here to Hausinger. Copeland set and delivers the 0-1 pitch, bouncing in, falling off the mound almost after delivering that one that missed outside. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here to the lefty, Hausinger at the plate.
One thing that Jack does best is work deep into counts. If he can build up a 2 or 3 ball count here, try to find a wheel on the base pass, you've got Windish on deck, who had a home run stolen from him earlier tonight.
Copeland set at the waist. The 1-1 pitch, fouled straight back out of play, and we'll do the 1-2 now. Montgomery on second, Rose on first, 2 away. Here in the top of the 8th, it's a 2-1 Gateman lead. Okay, we've seen a lot of close ball games in the early part of the season.
We really have, but this one feels a little bit different because both teams have really attacked it offensively in limited opportunities, and pitching has dominated outside of those few mistakes. This one feels like playoff baseball.
Copeland delivers a 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it to continue a great at-bat.
That pitcher's going to jam Jack on the inner half, so I'm glad he called of it. That way he stays alive for 1 more.
First and second, 2 away here in the top of the 8th. And just a 1-run game. Gateman trying to make it a more comfortable lead right now. And Copeland delivers a 1-2. That one lined into left. It's going to dunk in for a base hit. And Harvey Shapiro is going to send Montgomery. The play at the plate is going to be not in time. Montgomery scores easily. Going to third is going to be Rose. And the Gatemen take a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 8th.
The big man had wheels around third, and Hausinger comes up and a big-time spot. He's been hitless so far tonight, but a great time to break through. That's an insurance run. It's 3-1.
A big 2-out knock, a clutch hit by Hausinger, who was very much due so far tonight. And now it's a 3-1 Gateman lead here in the top of the 8th with Hogan Windish at the dish now.
Boy, Alex, doesn't surprise you that Coach Shapiro sent Montgomery on that play?
I was shocked. But nothing shocks me anymore with Coach Shapiro.
74 years young.
First pitch to Windish, in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count now to Windish. Rose on third. Hausinger on second with 2 away. The 0-1 pitch, fouled straight back out of play. Oh, 0-2 the count.
I'll be honest, Alex, I think everyone yelling heads up scared me more than the ball did.
I don't get scared. Oh, Copeland trying to get out of this jam. It's second and third with 2 away. It's a 3-1 game. Speed on the base pass on both bases, and the pitch in the dirt. Now 1-2 the count.
I think a base hit here from Windish, like you alluded to there, Alex. You've got 2 of the fastest guys
in the order, both on the base pass and both in scoring position, with Hausinger at second and Rose at third. If Windish can find a gap, even if it's just for a single, I think we could be looking at a 5-1 ball game.
Coppin set. Delivers a 1-2 pitch low, now 2-2 the count. You can almost see the energy deflated now in the Gateman or in the Whitecaps dugout. Second and third, 2 away. The 2-2 pitch looming here from Coppin on the mound. The pitch. Grounder up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Freeland barehands it over to first. Not in time. Another run does score. Rose scores easily. Moving to third is going to be Hausinger. And now the Gatemen have taken a 4-1 lead. They've scored 3 runs here in the top of the 8th. Finally breaking out the offense now after leaving 8 runners on base and just a span of 4 innings coming into this one.
Yeah, Hogan Windish not the fastest guy on the team by any means, but that took just enough soft hop off of this really, I wouldn't say overgrown infield grass, but it is higher than normal that Freeland had to bare hand from short.
Well, first pitch to Anderson, in there for a called strike.
Wareham's 4th frame in the last 2 ball games with at least 3 runs scored.
The 0-1 in there for a strike, now 0-2 the count. No movement at all in the Whitecaps pen, so this is Coppin's ball game right here in the 8th. Oh, 0-2 pitch incoming here.
Get a hold of 115.
Coppin set at the waist. 0-2 pitch, just south side. 1-2 the count. Hausinger on third, Windish on first. 2 outs here in the 8th. Gatemen have scored 3 to give him a comfortable 4-1 lead late in the game. The 1-2 pitch, cut out and miss to end the inning, but the damage was done. 3 runs have scored on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left now at the end of 7.5 of play. It's 4-1 Gatemen. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Stay with us right here on the Wareham Gatemen Broadcast Network.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on a grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
The Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is the world's largest cranberry grower and the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Bottom of the 8th we go. The Gatemen score 3 in the top half of this inning to give them a very comfortable 4-1 lead and they turn to their unannounced closer, Michael Walsh. Walsh has been electric out of the pen, and almost everyone out of the pen in just a 5-game short part of this season, Cade, has been also electric.
He really has. Walsh, a right-hander out of Yale, who already has the one and only save on Wareham's season stats to his credit. That was in the win over Hyannis on Sunday. But for Walsh, a guy who's going to have his fastball sitting 95, 96, he can step in and really hope to close out this game. Not a safe situation here, obviously, with a 3-run lead at this time and a 4-1 Wareham on top. But if Walsh can come in and really set himself in as this team's closer, he's got an identified role in the squad.
Oh, first pitch, cut on and miss. Leary way out in front of it. It'll be Cameron Leary, Fritz Genther, and Ryan Lasco due up here in the 8th, trying to get something going late in the game. 0-1 pitch now also cut on and missed. Unbelievable. Walsh coming right out of the pen and quickly ahead here 0-2. Leary, one of the only 2 hits on the scoreboard tonight for the Whitecaps. Struck out looking in the 3rd and singled and had a stolen base in the 5th. The 0-2 low, now 1-2 the count.
Walsh, an all Ivy League honorable mention selection this past spring for the Yale Bulldogs.
1-2, cut on and missed. Nasty breaking pitch in the dirt to get Leary swinging. Oh, first strikeout of the night from Walsh out of the pen. Oh, here's Fritz Genther. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Nobody on, 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. It's a 4-1 Gateman lead.
We have a pinch hitter for the Whitecaps from Appalachian State, number 28, Dylan Rogers.
Oh, Dylan Rogers just announced over the PA system pitch hitting here for Fritz Genther out of Appalachian State University. First pitch, a called strike. We've seen it a lot as managers here in the Cape like to pinch hit late in the game when they're down, trying to get something going. But it's so tough to come off the bench to get something going out. Rogers quickly behind your 0-2.
On a night when your offense has only had 1 run on 2 hits, and one of those 2 hits was a solo blast that scored the only run, you got to try to switch up something because what you got going just isn't working.
Yeah, beating out 8-2, and Rogers lined that one right to the screen, right by the Whitecaps dugout.
That's incredible, Alex. That ball went on a 90-degree turn from heading towards home
I've
plate.
I've never seen something like that before.
Take a sharp right, Siri said.
You watch baseball all night long and see something new you've never seen every night. The 0-2 pitch, low. Rogers thought about going, but held up, now 1-2 the count.
Thankfully, that fencing was up over there. The Bat Boys are sitting there.
The Ball Boys, yes. The 1-2 pitch, a great job by the netting, obviously.
Best catch of the night.
A 1-2 pitch in there for called strike 3, so Rogers goes down looking. Back-to-back strikeouts on the mound by Walsh. And again, Walsh, pure dominance on the mound.
Walsh has looked electric so far. That's an inning and 2/3 for him, and still yet to give up a hit for the Gatemen.
Oh, here's Ryan Lasco, who truly made the best catch of the night.
It's between him and that fence.
But Lasco 0 for 3. Trying to get something going here with 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch cut out and missed, so it won the count. Anyone that has faced Walsh so far this year just can't seem to catch up to his fastball. The 0-1 inside, almost hitting. Lasco almost looked like he tried to lean into it just a tad. Trying to get on base any way that they can. The 1-1 pitch, cut on and miss, 1-2. Nobody on, 2 away, 1-2 pitch incoming here from Walsh. And the pitch got a piece of it out of play. Right behind the first base dugout that the Gatemen are anticipating a potential win here tonight. Lead by 3 here in the bottom of the 8th. 1-2, just outside. He evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Glasgow working a good at bat. Walsh set and delivers the pitch. That one also got a piece of it to the dugout of the Whitecaps, and one of the players made a great snag over the railing. We'll do the 2-2 again.
Sit him down, Walsh.
The pitch, cut on and miss. 3 up, 3 down, all on strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left after 8 innings of play. It's a 4-1 Gateman lead. Ran to the top of the 9th. Stay with us right here on the Gateman Broadcast Network.
We want our money to work as hard for us when we retire as we did working to accumulate it. My name is Steve Anzoni, and I am president of Fairway Financial Insurance Agency. Money is just a tool to help you to do what you ultimately want to do, which is to travel, spend time with your kids, grandkids, and do other stuff. And I want to be the guy that's going to help you navigate the course of life, to help you avoid those sand traps and get you onto the green and into the hole with greater financial confidence.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866 Ask Mary or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
Top of the 9th we go. It's a 4-1 Gateman lead.
We've got a debut on deck here, Alex.
Michael Robertson pinch hitting here for the Gateman. Was one of the first players I interviewed as that first pitch, a called strike. One of the first interviews I've done on the Opening the Gates podcast. Robertson did not play this past season, so again, this is his season debut in 2022. Pitch upstairs, 1-1 the count, and I actually talked with Michael Robinson, who just says he's so excited to get here and play the game of baseball again, and he gets to do that right now. The 1-1 pitch, cut on and miss, 1-2.
And you talk about him finally getting to play baseball again. Alex, this is the guy who missed a good majority of the Gators season due to injury.
One-two pitch incoming. Fouls that one away, and we'll do the 1-2 again. Well, Caleb Clark on deck. He's reached base twice and scored one of the 4 runs for the Gateman offense. Copen delivers the 1-2 pitch at Robertson, cut out and miss. Oh, Robinson goes down swinging. Oh, one away. Well, here's Callum Clark. Clark 0 for 2 with 2 walks.
Now batting the left fielder from Mississippi State, number 7, Callum Clark.
Nobody on, 1 away here in the top of the 9th. The Gatemen lead at 4-1. They scored 3 runs in the top of the 8th. The pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. To the lefty, Clark at the plate. Clark has been red hot over the last few games. The 1-0 pitch, fouled straight back. 1-1 the count. Blake Wright on deck. 1 for 3 with a walk on tonight for Blake Wright. 1-1 pitch, caught on a miss, 1-2. Okay, this is a good bounce back inning so far for Coppin on the mound.
It really has. You know, he gave up the 3 spot in the 8th. Now his one job, don't let the deficit grow anymore. It's the way our offense has a chance.
The 1-2 pitch popped him up out of play on the third base side. Leary tried to get there, raced over, but couldn't get there in time. A long strike number 2, and we'll do it again. Good at-bats all around on the field so far tonight.
It really has, Alex. We talked about this offense starting to get off to a little bit of a slow start. That was no secret. But finally last night, they really burst onto the scene. 11 runs on 11 hits. And here tonight, 4 runs on 8. But it just seems like this offense is feeling more fluid as a group.
Well, things have finally gone their way, which hasn't been the first part of the season. The 1-2, that one line to left could be trouble. But Leary dives to make the play. Unbelievable by Cameron Leary, who dove with his glove hand out to make the play and made it look easy. So now 2 away here in the 9th.
Between Lasco in center and that snag in left, Brewster may have one of the best defensive outfields in the Cape.
Well, 2 away. Here's Blake Wright. 1 for 3 with a walk. Coppin set at the waist. A pitch inside, now 1-0 the count.
Last chance to add some insurance runs.
Tor and Montgomery on deck, having his breakout night of the season. The pitch got away from him. Pendleton behind the plate. Oh, now 2-0 the count. Nobody on, 2 away here at the top of the 9th. It's a 4-1 Gateman lead. The Gatemen have flirted with an offense breakout all game. Got that at the top of the 8th. Scored 3 runs. The 2-0 taken for a strike. Wright thought that was going to be ball 3. That one stayed just over the heart of the plate. Now 2-1 the count. The 2-1 pitch hit well down the right field side. Tatro drifting all the way over, but will run out of room. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here to the righty, right at the plate.
Keep it alive, 8.
Coppin deals a 2-2 pitch. Low, now 3-2 the count. Wright has been in great at-bats all night long, and that's why he's been on base 50% of the time tonight. The 2-2 pitch hit well, but in foul territory on the right field side once again. Wright will take the long walk around the home plate area, and we'll do the 2-2 again. Wright has been a thorn in the side all night long for the Whitecaps pitching. Two balls, 2 strikes, stays high. Well, that was a walk, so the scoreboard had it wrong. Oh, Wright works a 2-out walk. Well, here's Montgomery. 2 for 4.
First baseman from Missouri.
A home run
14,
in the 5th and a single in the 8th. So right out first with 2 away. Now here's Torrin Montgomery. Let's see how Open attacks Montgomery here. First pitch, you called strike. Oh, 0-1 the count to Montgomery. Wright does have speed at first. The 0-1 pitch, that one lined through for a base hit into right field. Montgomery has 3 hits on the night. right stopping at second, and now it's first and second with still 2 away here at the top of the 9th.
This is what you love to see, Alex. Different players contributing each and every night. Early part of the season, it was Hogan Windish driving this offense. And then for really the first 3 games, it was the pitching staff that kept them in ball games. Last night, well, I don't know anybody on the team that didn't contribute in last night's 11-5 victory. Here tonight, though, it's been Torrin Montgomery leading the charge. You look at pitching performances from Jason Woodward, Michael Walsh even, and even Cameron Weston, his debut. Overall, a good team win tonight with 9 team hits.
Well, first and second, it's 4-1 Gaiman in the top of the 9th. First pitch swinging as Campos fouls that one back behind home plate. 0-1 the count here to the lefty Campos. He's also 2 for 4 on the night. Singled in the 3rd and singled in the 6th.
Campos has got to battle back AB after popping up last time.
Coppin delivers the 0-1, stays outside, now 1-1 the count. Right on second, Montgomery on first, and we have seen the speed of Montgomery come into play that scored a huge insurance run in the 8th, so it is a threat if one's hit into the gap to potentially score here in the top of the 9th as the game in lead at 4-1. Coppin set at the waist. The 1-1 pitch, low, now 2-1 the count. Another great at back here from Campos.
It really is. He's battling deep into ABs, and, like we said, his last time up in the 8th inning, he tried checking a swing and just sent one off the inner half of the barrel high up in the air in the infield side that didn't leave the grass, resulting in an out with runners in scoring position. So now he's got a second chance. You don't ever want to leave a ball game with a bitter taste in your mouth. And the 2-1 pitch fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Into Campos. Cade and Rose on deck. If the 2-out rally here continues. Just keep battling, 11.
Coppin really slowing down this pace of the game as the sun's setting over the left field fence. That one lined, but right to Harbour at third, who made the play. He laid out to make the grab to end the inning. Well, we go to the bottom of the 9th. Do the Whitecaps have a rally in their bones? They trail 3 runs. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Stay with us right here on the Wareham Gateman Broadcast Network.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Milton Cat is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. From paving and landscaping to recreational boating and facility management, Milton Cat has the right equipment, parts, service, and technology to keep you working. Visit miltoncat.com to learn more.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 9th. The Whitecaps will send up Freeland, Malone, and Tatro up to the plate. Freeland, the only run scored, and he was fully responsible for a solo shot that came all the way back in the 6th inning. And that was only one of the 2 hits that the Whitecaps have on just the 5th night of the season in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Alex Feuz, Cade Crenshaw, and Claire Foley on the broadcast for you here tonight. Well, Mike Walsh back on for his 2nd inning of work. Struck out the side at the bottom of the 8th. Gateman down ahead by 3. Whitecaps down by 3. And first pitch, a called strike to Freeland. The Gatemen looking to finish out their 3rd win of the season. If the score holds, they'll be 3-1-1. And the pitch upstairs, now 1-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th. Walsh on to face Freeland, Malone, and Tatro for the Whitecaps. That one lined up the middle. It will get down for a base hit. Oh, Freeland now 2 for 2, 2 for 4 on the night. Oh, here's Brennan Malone. 0 for 2 with a walk.
Brennan Malone.
So Walsh leaning over, pitching out of the stretch for the first time tonight. Freeland on first. Nobody out. The first pitch, a called strike to Malone.
Not a save opportunity here for Walsh, but he still needs to close out this ball game.
Walsh now in agreement with Campos behind home. 0-1, cut on and miss, 0-2. There is some movement. Well, never mind. The 0-2 pitch incoming. We can't go to extras.
Brewster's pitching in the bullpen for some reason.
Yeah, threw me off. The 0-2 pitch, that one just thrown out the bat to try to make contact, so hope to see what happens, but hits it foul out of play. Malone still behind here, 0-2. I'm not used to calling a game that can't go into extras yet. On time called by the first base umpire. The ball escaped the bullpen, which there's no reason for the bullpen to be throwing in a game that can't go to extra innings. Freeland on first, nobody out, and Freeland's going. And the pitch cut on and miss. Well, Malone will go down swinging, now with one away, and Walsh and the Gatemen do not care at all about Freeland, and they'll let him run all over the bases tonight if they want to.
The right
In a 4-1 game.
Abilene Christian. Number 43, Grayson Tatro.
Well, here's Grayson Tatro. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts and a walk.
You still feel a little uneasy, the tying run on deck.
Walsh looking back at second, now delivers a first pitch that stays high, now 1-0 count to lefty Tatro. Parks Harbor is a tying run, as Cade mentioned. He's 0 for 3 on the night. Freeland on second, and the 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Even the count off the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Walsh leaning in. This throwing arm almost Craig Kimbrell-esque in the windup. Now leans back and delivers a 1-1 pitch. Cut out and miss. 1-2 the count. The Brewster dugout disagreeing, saying he didn't go around. Walsh set at the waist. Kicks, and now steps back to look to second base, but no throw. The Walsh will reset here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the lefty Tatro at the plate. Freeland in scoring position, but the Gatemen have a comfortable 3-run lead. Now 1-2 low, now 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Tatro at the plate. Walsh set at the waist. A 2-2 pitch in there for called strike 3. That's Walsh's 5th strikeout out of the pen. You can hear Coach Shapiro saying, "Nice pitch, Michael," calling from the Gateman dugout, and rightfully so.
From Georgia, number 38, Parks Harbor.
Well, the Whitecaps are down to their final out in Parks Harbor. Freeland on second. 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th. The Gatemen lead it 4-1 here on just the 5th night of the Cape Cod baseball season. The first pitch, a called strike. They'll Walsh ahead here, 0-1. Walsh has been nothing but dominant coming out of the pen since the season has started and continuing it here right now. High pop-up out of play. So now Walsh and the Gatemen 1 strike away from their 3rd win of the season. Walsh has faced 5 or 6 batters, striking out 5 of them so far, and in a position to add to 6 right here. The 0-2, cut on and miss to end the game. Final score. Gatemen win it 4-1 here in the bottom of the 9th, and Michael Walsh comes out of the pen to strike out 6. Unbelievable performance by Walsh tonight, and the Gatemen overall. Torrin Montgomery breaks it out after he had a 3-for-4 night. Cade, what a performance all around for this Gateman offensive team.
It really was. Different players showed up tonight in different roles that we hadn't seen so far this season. But, hey, however you can win a game, that's all that matters. And like you said, Alex, they pick up their 3rd win of the year in a great, great way. A beginning to finish, I think, ball game all around complete. 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors for Wareham. 1 run on 3 hits. With 1 mistake for Brewster.
So we'll take a quick break and send it into the post-game show right here on the Wareham Broadcast Network.
Each and every game here at Spillane Field is made possible by our sponsors. Let's take a moment to recognize Gateway Tavern, Coastal Orthodontics, Fairway Financial, Joanne Stevenson, Sullivan Wine and Spirits, Deb Levesque Massage Therapy, the Law Office of Mark Deshays, Office Technology Group, J&M Baseball Academy, South Coast Health, Minkle Boys Catering, 80 Makepeace, Reed Custom Soils, Soft as a Grape, Bay Motor Inn, Point Sign, Wareham, Sipicon and Dartmouth Week, Cranberry Self Storage, Village Signs, the Law Office of Lang, Exaferris and Bullard, Reedy, Kiernan and McNally LLP, Robertson's GMC, Effie's Homemade, Wareham Country Market, the Wareham House of Pizza, Robbery's Tree Service, Patty Wild, Onset Bay Association, Select PT, El Mariachi, Water Whiz, and Cool Cone. Thank you once again to our sponsors of your Wareham Gatemen.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Well, welcome back to our post-game show, and Claire Foley, our sideline reporter, is with our South Coast Health Player of the Game, and that is Torin Montgomery. Claire?
Thanks, guys. Torin, you had your first 3 hits of the season here tonight. What do you think connected for you?
I just wanted to go out there. Really, I'm just looking for a good pitch to hit. The first starter was dealing for them. Guy came out of the pen and ended up getting a good pitch to hit, and after that, it just started flowing out. Like I felt more like myself out there, and that's really what I've been trying to do the whole time, so it worked out.
And all of you guys are dealing with the transition from metal bats to wooden bats. Have you felt yourself trying to adjust your swing to that, or is it mostly the same?
You don't want to change your swing, no doubt. You kind of want to stay where you're at because the best you is within your best swing. So, try not to think about wood and metal so much. It is an adjustment, but once you get it going, you feel that barrel, you feel that, you hear that loud crack. Things are flowing, yeah.
And you guys opened it up a little bit in the 8th inning, but for a majority of the game, it was a pitcher's duel. How does it feel to come through for your team in such a big way in such a tight game?
Yeah, I went over to Harvey, and he said I wasn't bunting. He said the last time I bunted, I was probably 12. I think he's right, if it was not before that. So he just said use the whole field. Don't swing too hard. He said don't swing for a home run. So I just went up there and tried to go the other way, and I got a good pitch to hit. It worked out. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Torin.
Thank you, Claire. All right.
Back to you guys.
Well, you heard it from Torin Montgomery, and we talked, and we saw that moment, Cade, where Torin did take a timeout to go have a conversation with Coach Shapiro at third base, and we were wondering what that was, and he did exactly what Coach Shapiro told him to do, to just get a base hit, and he did so, and it came in a huge spot in the 8th.
It did, and that was a funny quote from Coach Shapiro there. When's the last time you bunted? When you were 12? At 6'4", 225, Torin Montgomery's not a guy who's going to bunt most of the time, but he finally comes through in a way that I think a lot of people have been expecting him to do. If you don't want to ever say that a player has finally met the expectation, but that seems what it feels like tonight with Torin Montgomery, though. A complete game for him. We talk about the solo homer. Of course, that set the tone early and took the lead, but overall on the night, 3 base hits, 3 for 5 ball game for him. He's easily our South Coast Health Player of the Game.
Well, for Cade Crenshaw, I'm Alex Feuz. Again, final score 4-1 here tonight. Wareham wins their 3rd game of the season. Again, the South Coast Health Player of the Game is Torin Montgomery. But for Cade Crenshaw, Claire Foley, and Alex Feuz, have a great rest of your night. And Cade and I will be on the call tomorrow night for our first home game in almost a week. Have a great rest of your Friday night, and we will see you on Saturday.